The Eagles coming off a hard-fought Monday night win in Kansas City. The Bills survive the Jets that really beat you up. We'll talk about Bills at Eagles next on DJ Football. It is DJ Football. He is Daniel Jeremiah of the NFL Network. I'm Ryan Brown. Bills and Eagles playing a late CBS game on Sunday. We'll talk about that. This one presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag. They will do that initial deposit match of 50% up to $1,000 when you use code next round at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.ag. What's up, DJ? How are you today?
I'm doing great, man. It's a fun weekend. Anytime you get a holiday with great food and then you mix in some football, and then we've got some good games. And this one might be one of my favorite of the weekend.
Well, we got the Bills at the Eagles. The Bills still outside the playoffs looking in, even after that win over the Jets. The Eagles in control of the NFC. Let's start with the road team. The home team, a 3.5-point favorite at MyBookie.ag. They played one game with Joe Brady. They were playing a defense that can really make you look ugly. What did you see from moving from the Bills offense, moving from Ken Dorsey to Joe Brady through one game?
I would say it went from maybe at times reckless to, I will use the phrase, selectively aggressive. It wasn't that they didn't take their shots. They took shots, but they were just a little more judicious with it. They didn't overdo it. They didn't try and put the cape on Josh Allen. He got to play within himself a little bit, get into the flow of the game. And then when your shots materialized late, they built up to those. They took their shots and they hit them. But, obviously the defense set them up quite well in that one too. They eliminated any pressure that they might have in terms of the way they shut down that porous Jets offense. But with Joe Brady week one in, I thought it was a really good start against a really good defense. Now they're going to face another good defense this week with the Philadelphia Eagles.
But we're not too far removed from Joe Brady being the smartest man in all of football. I mean, he was the smartest man in college football at LSU. He gets hired by that Carolina staff and was going to be the smartest man in football. That is a fleeting title, though. And Joe Brady has been kind of behind the scenes for a little while with some success. I mean, this guy could kind of rebuild his image as the Bills offensive coordinator.
He was interviewing for head coaching jobs. Like he's taken NFL head coaching interviews. He was a hot name. It was a buzzy name. That's as good offenses I've ever seen in college football. I mean, obviously you look at the players that they had, it shouldn't come as a surprise when you look back on it. But no, it was it's well coordinated, it's well designed. I don't know if they had the pieces in Carolina to do what he wanted to do. This is about as good as it gets in terms of the quarterback that you have here and being able to expand your playbook. So no, this is a golden opportunity. You go from Sean McDermott, is Sean McDermott on the hot seat? Now we're talking about, wait, is he going to have, if this thing goes really well and they get in the postseason, does he lose the coordinator he just promoted? So life comes at you fast, but this is, I'll tell you what, man, it can turn on a dime. And this is not an easy matchup this week. They are going into a hostile environment and things can change fast.
It is funny you say that about Sean McDermott because I was just thinking the same thing about Stephon Diggs. I mean, you lose to the Broncos on Monday night and everybody's like, oh, Stephon Diggs is unhappy. Trayvon, his brother, is tweeting kind of a cryptic tweet about Stephon getting out of Buffalo. And you win one game and you don't really hear any more of that. It's just funny how one win can change all of that.
Yeah, and that's, you talk about the matchups within this game too. I mean, when you have Diggs and Slay, that's about as good as it gets. I'm looking forward to that one. And, we get flip it over to the Eagles side of things, Ryan. How about Byard making a big play with interception in the end zone last week, showing you why they brought him over. That's going to be a fun matchup as well when you get Byard going up against Kincaid, who's, you look over the last, 5-6 games, since they've had the injury at the position, he's 5 to 8 catches every single game.
The Bills, by the way, +3 in turnovers. Now, I know it's the Jets. So you got to put an asterisk there. That is an awful offense that just benched their starter. Didn't just bench him, by the way, put him to third team. That is just the ultimate insult, right?
What's beyond the bench? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he became the emergency quarterback. But still, the Bills were +3 in turnovers in that game and put up 393 yards on a Jets defense that does not give up a lot of yardage. So an excellent debut by Joe Brady. We'll talk about that Bills defense against the Eagles offense in just a moment. A reminder, the show DJ Football presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag. They'll do that initial deposit match at 50% up to $1,000. MyBookie.ag, code next round. MyBookie.ag, code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie betonline.ag, code next round. Also, manscaped.com. This is the handyman right here. It's a great compact razor. You can travel very easily with it or just use it at the house. It gives you a great shave, the handyman does. They got a lot of great products at manscaped.com. I use that beard hedger. It's got the dial guard rather than the guards that pop on and pop off. If you can pop them on and pop them off easily, they can do that when you're shaving your beard. You got a gap beard and you look like an idiot. They've also got the weed whacker, takes care of the nose hair and the ear hair so you don't look like some crazy old man. And the lawnmower, which takes care of the full body, which is the undercarriage as well.
The undercarriage.
The undercarriage, you're welcome. The lawnmower takes care of the undercarriage. Great boxer shorts, great man products at manscaped.com. Because you're watching DJ football, you can get a great discount at manscaped.com. Code DJF20, code DJF20 to get 20% off your initial order at manscaped.com, code DJF20. All right, so those Eagles are coming off that big win at Kansas City. Hard-fought win. Hey, who cares that a Kansas City receiver dropped the game winner? You win the game. What did we learn about the Eagles in a game where it did not come easily for them?
Yeah, they and I think Jalen Hurts said it after the game. They still haven't found their rhythm yet offensively, but they got DeAndre Swift going. He popped some big runs. You didn't really have much from A.J. Brown in this game. It didn't look like Jalen was, comfortable at times, holding the ball a little bit too long. But at the end of the day, he finds a way to make some runs. And then when you need the one big throw, he makes it to Devontae Smith down the field. So they just find their way to the winner's circle. It hasn't always been, aesthetically pleasing to watch. But, they're just a tough team to put away, man. The defense gives up some yards and points in the first half. In the second half, they make adjustments, eliminate the running game from Kansas City. You hit on it. I mean, golly, that was should have been a go-ahead touchdown at that point in time from Mahomes. But then I sit there and think, I don't know, with a little bit of time left, maybe Hurts when they drive them back down the field and extend the game. So at the end of the day, they just find a way to win. And here they are. They got the best record in the NFL, and they're not even playing great. That's what's crazy.
I mean, 238 yards. Now, listen, that game was a mess conditions-wise. I get it.
Yeah.
And neither team did very well offensively. But how many times are you going to go to Kansas City, put up 238 yards, and win a football game? That is just not going to happen very often.
Yeah, well, it's another video on Kansas City's offense. I mean, that's 3 weeks in a row. They've given you nothing in the second half. So they've got issues there. But, the defense did what they had to do. They made their adjustments. They shut it down. And the offense, it's you use the phrase situational football, whatever cliche you want to use. But in those got-to-have-it moments, the Eagles make the play. And that's what you give them credit for.
When we start interviewing assistant coaches and coordinators for NFL head coaching jobs this offseason, Sean Desai's got to be in that group, right? The Eagles offensive coordinator.
I think he'll definitely get some looks. There's a lot of talent on that side of the ball. They got a really good front. But to me, it's games like that one where you're giving some things up and then you make adjustments. That's huge. Yeah. So, always been thought of as a smart guy, has had a good reputation in this league for a while. So, I think being a coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles has been a pretty good launching pad as of late. I would imagine that will continue.
You know what I ended up watching a lot of in that game, and ESPN did a good job of highlighting Jason Kelce playing center. It's not often I pay close attention to a center, but
he can move, man.
He can move, man. He is so fast for his size, and watching him get out in front of those run plays, I don't know that I've ever seen a center where I would watch it and say, that's an art right there. That guy he's defining the art of being a center.
It's amazing. In my scouting journey, he's one of the great stories that I can share with people because I was there when we drafted him in Philadelphia, and you would think okay, that's you put that trophy on your mantle and you shout it from the mountaintops that we drafted a Hall of Fame center in the 6th round, which would mean a lot if we didn't draft Danny Watkins as an interior offensive lineman in the 1st round, and it'll go down as one of the all-time busts. If we had flipped those, if we had the foresight to take Kelce in the 1st and Watkins was in the 6th, we could all beat our chests and say that we saw that one coming.
Yeah, well, you knew you could get him in the 6th round. That's the way you play.
Just be patient.
I knew I'd out-scout him. I could get him in the I'll tell you, the trust he has, though, for Jalen Hurts to be and ESPN showed this as well, for Jalen Hurts to be given a checkoff and him to shake that head like, nope.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. And the trust he has from his quarterback, I think, says a lot about him.
No question. He's just seen everything. He's seen every look. He's seen every blitz. It's I always talk about with young quarterbacks coming to the league, it's such a benefit to have a veteran center and then one veteran pass catcher, whether that's a tight end or receiver. But there's guys that have seen it, guys that have seen every front, guys that have seen every coverage. That is a calming effect, the calming impact on a young quarterback.
Eagles 3.5-point favorites at home against the Bills. Late window on CBS on Sunday. Should be a phenomenal football game there in Philadelphia at the Link. The show presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag. Get that sign-on match of 50% up to $1,000 when you use code next round at MyBookie.ag. Also, Manscaped.com. Code DJF20, DJF20 for 20% off at Manscaped.com. He is the NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah, and this is DJ Football.